Hi, I'm Dr. Sooter Nomhwange, Teaching Associate at the University of Cambridge Institute of Continuing Education. Let me introduce you to the business cycle. It looks something like this. The business cycle is a natural economic evolution that we experience in every economy of every country. It describes the way in which an economy would alternate between periods of its expansion and recessions. Let's take a bit of a closer look at this. There are four phases of the business cycle: the upturn or the trough, the expansion, the peaking of the economy, and a recession. You might have heard more about a recession than the other three phases of the business cycle I've just mentioned, of course. At the upturn, a stagnant economy begins to recover. People start getting jobs, employment levels begin to rise. The economy would start seeing a healthy, sustainable growth, and companies would return to profiteering and making lots and lots of sales. The upturn is the stage of the economy's business cycle that marks the end of a period of decline in business activity and a transition to that expansion that's needed. At the expansion, we see that an economy begins to recover. So the expansion is also referred to as the economic recovery. At this point, there is more and more jobs. There is rising levels of employment, consumer confidence goes up, and there is a flourishing of equity markets. There can be periods of rapid expansion, as we've seen with the Industrial Revolution. When the economy begins to experience a boom, great things can actually happen during an industrial revolution. Goods that had once been painfully crafted during the Industrial Revolution started to be produced in mass quantities by machines in factories. There were new inventions, new machines, and new techniques in textiles, iron making, and other industries. Much thanks to the discovery of steam power, of course. There is hope around the corner. Perhaps we might be within touching distance of a new type of industrial revolution, Industry 4.0. With Industry 4.0, we are experiencing the current transformation of traditional manufacturing and industrial methods via the latest smart technology. You must have heard about these technologies. Industrial 4.0 primarily would be focusing on the use of large-scale machine-to-machine communication, the Internet of Things, and AI, machine learning, to provide increased automation, improved communication, and self-monitoring of factory manufacturing tools. So the expansion phase of the business cycle is that phase that the economy makes its way from the upturn to its peak. At the peak, growth slows down and even stops. A peak is therefore the highest point of the economic business cycle, between the end of an economic expansion and the start of a contraction in the business cycle. There is a fall in growth usually, and this issues in the recession. During a recession, there is little or no growth. A recession is a significant decline in economic activity that lasts for months and even sometimes for years. So during the recession, the economy would struggle, people would lose work, companies make fewer sales, and the country's overall economic output declines. Recessions are actually considered an unavoidable part of the business cycle. So when the business cycle changes, the transition from one phase to another creates extensive opportunities and severe challenges, which impacts on every individual of every household. No one is immune. In a recession in particular, research by the World Economic Forum shows that the best response to such economic factors is to make your career recession-proof. How do you do that? By engaging in personal development, reskilling, continuing education, and committing yourself to lifelong learning. This can help you adapt to labor market disruptions. That is why we at the University of Cambridge Institute of Continuing Education are hence committed to bringing you an innovative set of courses. These can help you reskill, innovate, and reinvent yourself. Why not visit our website for fundamental courses in business and management and a plethora of other courses?